afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Central Texas College Live. Ask Us Anything. Ask CTC Anything. This is your opportunity to ask us any burning questions that you may have. It could be about your registration, it could be about the classes and how they work, it can be about anything that you can think of that affects your ability to be successful here at TTC. If you want to come on in, you want to let us know what's going on with your life and how you can make it better so that you can pass your classes and all that. That's what we're here for. Um, my name is Mariceli Santiago. I am the Director of Student Life and Activities, and I get the privilege of working with some amazing individuals here on our campus. Most of them are people that work directly with students, and some people are kind of behind the scenes, and I get to work with the students, the faculty, and the staff, and everybody in between, which makes me really, really happy. Here today, we have two individuals that are here for you just to help you answer questions and make sure that you know what you need. And if you have questions, we're going to try to figure out how to make you successful. First of all, we have Dr. Angela Reese. She is our faculty um, online manager for the business department. With everything, I'm going to let her tell you what all of that entails because it's way more than just business department. Uh, and then we have Chandra Williams. She is our recruiter extraordinaire. She is really making sure that prospective students are getting the information that you need so that you can be successful throughout the process, get you into CTC and all that fun stuff. And I see slowly coming in, it's going to be a minute before she fully comes in, but I see Lucette Brett. She is our Associate Dean that oversees financial aid and veteran services here on our campus. So we're excited to have you all. Thank you for being here. We're live. So I want you guys, whatever platform you're using, if you're watching us, if you're looking at us, go ahead and ask any questions that you have. Let us know what you're thinking. Type them in the chat so that we can go ahead and address them. But first of all, Chandra, can you tell us a little bit about what should prospective students be looking to do right now? Because right now we still have a kind of a gap. We haven't really started our classes for the spring yet, and there's still a chance for some students to be able to maybe register for some classes. Anything that you can recommend to them so that they can start thinking about or start working on pretty quickly?
Well, we definitely want to let them know that there is no application fee. So that's a plus. So they can go ahead and come in. The application doesn't bind or obligate them to do anything. We have an open admissions policy. Um, and the application is good for 1 year. So once they do apply, the application is good for 1 year. If they, want to just take a break and look at some other schools, or if they still want to come to CTC, their application is good for 1 year from the time that they actually do apply. Right now is actually a very good time to go ahead and get applied since classes have not started yet to go ahead and get in there. So that's definitely what we would like to let our prospective students know.
Heck yes, we definitely need everybody to get ready, get rolling, and start getting your classes. And part of that includes making sure your money is ready to roll. And that's where I'm going to ask Lisette to maybe talk a little bit about making sure your money is ready for your classes. You got any quick, fast tips?
Oh, yeah, I definitely have some tips for everybody. Um, it depends on if you're speaking about students who are covered with financial aid and Pell Awards and student loans, or if you're talking about veteran students. I apologize for being late. I was on the phone with the VA. Do we
We
have
just
any
started.
specific questions already?
No, we just started. We're just
Okay.
doing kind of a quick overview.
Okay. So, what I can tell you is that the 23-24 FAFSA is always available. So if you haven't completed that for your financial aid, that you definitely must do that. It is based on 2 years income prior. And we are rocking and rolling in the financial aid office. You do have to make sure that your classes are required by your degree plan and that they begin and end within the term. So as long as your class is starting from this point forward and ends by, I guess it's May 15th, I want to say, I could be wrong. Ms. Reese could probably verify that for me. Uh, that will count towards your financial aid. Now, for veteran services, there's a little more leeway on when the programs begin and end. It's okay if they overlap terms. However, you do have to file a VEC each time you register for classes. And I am proud to say that the Veteran Services Department is working on same day applications. We came back from break and have had our
Woo!
nose to the grindstone. They are amazing. So if you talk to somebody from Veteran Services, you need to give them a kudos because it's just this is a fantastic time because it hasn't happened before when I've been here. So,
I've
uh,
never heard that. I have never ever
yeah,
heard
it's
that.
January 4th and we are doing same day. One of the biggest hangups is that if you are a Texas A&M student and you're coming over from Texas A&M, you have to have a parent institution letter, and that is time constraining. So make sure that you request that from their department over there so that we can get you taken care of. But we are fully staffed, and if you need assistance, you can come in. We can answer emails at veteran.services@ctcd.edu. But it's the technology has been working so well for us so far. And even if you don't actually have that certificate of eligibility for your veteran services, we do have the means to look that up with the VA. Um, and even if we don't, we have James Morgan from Vet Success. And a lot of times he can assist the students in getting that certificate of eligibility from the VA.
Can you explain who
So,
James is? Because I don't know that everybody understands what vet success is.
okay. So James Morgan is it falls under what the VA calls Vet Success, and he can help any veteran to be successful with their education benefits, even whether it's applying and different things. Because we also have, if you're a veteran and you need help for career services, the Texas Veterans Commission is actually housed up here too. So, what James does is he will set up an appointment with you. It can be online, it can be over the phone, or it can be in person, where he guides you in what benefits that you're looking for from the VA. And most of the time, it's an education benefit question. So he can get those certificates of eligibility for us, or we could get you connected with the Texas Veteran Commission so that they can help you with um, searches for job opportunities and things.
Awesome. Can we I I'm almost hesitant to bring it up, but I don't see Pearl here, so I have to ask you, how's that FAFSA form doing for the next fiscal year?
Well, it's live. The 24-25 FAFSA is live. Um, The issue with that is that we will not be importing them until March. So our processes are going to take a little bit more time. So those acceptance emails and things aren't going to be going out until March or later. So don't panic. If you're a financial aid student and you normally get a lot of information from us, before now, that seems to be the issue, but it's because of that new launch with the FAFSA that they're doing. I can tell you that that new FAFSA, the information pulls automatically from your IRS records. If you don't agree to it, they will not process your FAFSA and you will not be eligible for financial aid. But the FAFSA that we're under for this term is going to be the 23-24 FAFSA, in which case you don't have to pull using the IRS tool. You can submit your tax forms individually and privately. So
That's good.
yeah,
Yeah,
so it's kind of a wait and see is where we're still at, but it looks like March is the target date, which is difficult because a lot of students are on spring break and they're wanting to start really getting in. The other thing I want to point out is that some schools the summer is their trailer, but some schools, the summer is their header. So for us, because summer is a trailer, it falls under the 23-24 FAFSA, and the new one isn't affecting our students that stay here. However, if you're a student here and you're going to be going somewhere else, that's where sometimes we're running into a little bit of an urgency issue with us not being able to have access to that information until March. So they are working on it. We get updates weekly from the Department of Ed, and Karen Bentley is on top of all of the things coming in and making sure that our systems are reading the new systems information. And so our IT department, everybody is working together, and it's going to be easier in the long run, just like the whole veteran services processes that we've changed into. It's going to take some time, but once it gets implemented fully, it's going to be better.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And
Absolutely.
now I want to introduce officially Dr. Angela Reese, and you need to explain everything that your department covers because I can't do it. Um,
I'll try.
yeah.
Sometimes I forget. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Eagles. So excited that you are joining us today. As Marceli said, please ask us anything, any questions that you might have, even if it's just something that's kind of in the back of your mind and you're not sure if you should ask, definitely ask. As she said, I am the online manager and professor for the business administration, hospitality, homeland security, paralegal, logistics, real estate, and accounting technician programs. So, any questions about those, I can definitely get you answered today. If you have questions about other programs while other departments aren't on here, we will definitely help you out and get you as many answers as we can. So, I would just like to officially welcome you, remind you to ask questions, and also, while she hasn't told me to say my little tip for success, continue that theme forward. So, ask questions today, ask questions tomorrow. Next day, if you have the same question, ask it again if you forgot. I forget things too all the time. Sometimes I have my glasses on top of my head and I don't know where they're at. So we all forget. We all can be overwhelmed. Don't let it get the best of you. Reach out to us with anything, whether it is a course question, if it is, how do I find something in the course? I don't understand something in the course. How do I contact the financial aid office? Anything like that. Anytime you have a question, please be sure to reach out. We are here to support you every day and truly enjoy doing it. So please, please, please make sure to take advantage of everybody that you meet and utilize all the resources that they have for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So another thing in terms of faculty that we have is that in classes in general, maybe somebody has already registered for their classes and they're going, well, when am I getting my information so that I can log into my classes or so that I have access to everything? Because I know that that's a question that we get a lot.
Yes, definitely. So, if you are brand new to CTC, meaning you are starting in January, or maybe you're just here hanging out trying to learn a little bit more information, but you don't plan on starting until February or March, and even all of those courses are open, meaning you can register for any of them. The very first time you take courses with us, you will not have access to our online virtual classroom, which is called Blackboard, until 3 days prior to your first course beginning. Typically, that's on a Friday, but since the January start date is actually on a Tuesday, you would not have access to Blackboard, that virtual classroom, until Saturday, the can't what day is that? 13th?
14th.
14th. So you wouldn't have access until then. So so don't stress out if you're trying to figure it all out now. You can't figure out everything now. What you can do though, if you have questions, when you log into your Eagle self-service, which this is where you register for your classes, you will see all kinds of great information on there. So you will see the start and the end date of the class, which to confirm what Lisette said, yes, the long semester classes end on May 10th. We also have 8-week courses, and we have courses that start January, February, March, and April for this spring semester. So you can see the start and the end date. You can also see how long the course is, meaning is it 8 weeks? Is it 12 weeks? Is it 10? Is it 16? You'll be able to see all of those things. And then it will tell you 2 more pieces of information that are very important, and that is the delivery mode of the class. Delivery mode means, is it lecture, LEC? Is it online traditional, no meeting dates or times? That would be an OLL course. You might also see an OSL course, which is an online, self paced with milestones. Okay, that's a key word right there, milestones. So it's self paced in the fact that you might have, depending on the instructor and depending on how long the course is, but let's just say it's a 16-week course. You might have a full month to do all of the lessons for that month, kind of at your own pace. But by the end of the month, there is a specific date where all of those things have to be taken care of and submitted. That is called your first milestone. Then you move forward to the next chunk of class or next chunk of assignments. And those two are going to have all these suggestions on when they should be done by. And then there's going to be milestone number 2. And everything in that little chunk has to be submitted at that point in time. So make sure you realize what it is that you have signed up for. And if you're curious, well, how do I know that? Other than Eagle Self-Service, maybe you can't find it in there. When your course actually does start, though, all of that information will be listed in the syllabus. The other thing that you'll be able to find in Eagle Self-Service, if the course has been what we call assigned, meaning a faculty member now owns that course, it's theirs, you will see your faculty's information and the way to contact them. So you'll be able to email your faculty member and ask questions. So if you have a question about the course, or if you're just really excited, sometimes I have students reach out to me telling me they can't wait for the class to begin. I love that. Get to start interacting with my students early. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying that is something that you are welcome to do as well. So utilize what you do have available to you right now. And again, that is Eagle Self-Service. If your faculty member is not listed, you can definitely contact the department, and the department will be able to give you more information and answer your questions if you had any about the courses.
Great. Thank you very much. Yes, if you're joining us recently, you can go ahead and type us any questions. We are here to answer them. That is why we are here right now. It could be anything. It could be, I'm thinking about going to college. It could be about registration. It could be about money. It could be about materials, support, anything that you have any questions about, you are welcome to go ahead and ask them right now. I am going to kind of throw it, and maybe Chandra, I don't know how familiar you are with this, but are you with the whole financial aid? That it's not just financial aid, I'm sorry, the scholarships. I don't know if you can talk a little bit. I don't know if you're familiar with the scholarships at all, because I don't have anybody here specific from scholarships, but I know that they're open. And I think they are open until mid-February. I could be.
Usually they're open till the end of February.
Okay. Oh, Lucette, I can't see you. That's why I didn't ask you.
Oh, sorry. Do you?
However, you want to do it.
There you go.
Hi.
Yeah. So I know that Wendy Martell has been accepting applications and getting the word out, and we have over 300 right now. But I know that there's more that could be available. This particular application, though, I believe will take into effect for summer and fall. I could be wrong. Angela, do you know if it will go towards summer or not?
I don't. Traditionally, it's been for the fall, but
Okay.
I know that they were talking about opening it up. I just didn't hear the final word.
Well, and again, so I'm not sure that that's the case, but if you're already a student here, please go ahead and get those applications in. The window isn't open for very long, and if once you apply, it actually will check you to see if you're available or you're eligible rather for like 600 different scholarships. So
Yeah.
Um,
Free
I
money, guys. Go ahead, Chandra.
I have also learned with being out recruiting that only for students that are going to Shoemaker High School, Robert M. Shoemaker actually left some money for them. So it's a full ride, but they have to come to Central Texas College and transfer over to Texas A&M University, Central Texas. That is also a scholarship. I'm not sure if it's going to be posted on our website or not, but any students coming in, that is something that they need to be aware about. They should be aware about. It's a full ride scholarship from CTC Texas A&M University, Central Texas.
Yeah. And those are the types of things that sometimes all you have to do is apply. And then they'll look at, for example, in that specific case that they're looking to fill that scholarship, there's one application for everybody, but they'll start looking, for example, did they graduate it from Shoemaker High School? Yes,
Absolutely.
click. Did they, are they planning on going on? Yes. And so they'll look at all the requirements that are needed. So it's very important that you fill out this application because sometimes you don't even know why they might consider you for a scholarship. It could be so many different things. And just by asking, hey, do you have any money for me by filling out this application, you can get a lot of money. Um, and a lot of times the students use it for the tuition, but if you have financial aid or VA, they might be able to use, kind of play with the money a little bit and be able to use it to pay some materials for school. I know we have a residence hall here on campus. Some people use some of that money to be able to live on campus. Um, some of our like aviation specifically, most of our tuition covers pretty well, but aviation I know is one of the probably the degree plan that takes up the most amount of money just because of the flight hours. And so if you're looking to become an aviation student, definitely apply for scholarships because we have money out there to give to students. So let me see. Do
If
we
I'm also not mistaken, I believe that they took out the essay portion of the scholarships.
I remember
So
hearing that there was a change like that. I haven't looked at it since, but I hear that there was a change. They were looking to change the essay.
yes,
Yeah. So it's even easier now in a way, isn't it?
exactly, exactly.
Guys, we're trying to give you money to go to school. I want that. Anyway, let's see. Let me look and see if we have any other questions. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked with speaking about money and getting free money.
While you're
Well,
looking, can I add something to my
please
Eagle Self?
do.
Okay. So another thing that I wanted to share with you regarding Eagle Self-Service is that you can go to see all of the requirements for your degree. But one other thing I want to advise for you to do is to, whether it's through your advisor that probably is going to give you a degree program, an outline of what you are to take, what you see in Eagle Self Service is not lined up the same way it is on the actual degree plan. Like it shows you different chunks of things that you have to do, and it turns green when you finish this little chunk, and it's red until you finish everything, which is great so that you can track and monitor your progress. But it doesn't tell you the courses to take in the correct sequence. So if you go to our catalog or look at the degree program, the degree plan that your advisor gave you, it will show you first semester, and then it will have the courses listed that the department suggests you take, and then it'll say second semester all the way through degree completion. That does not mean you have to take them in that exact order. It's just our suggestion based on the level of the courses, whether they're a freshman level or a sophomore level. Also, if they have prerequisites, meaning you might have to take one course before you can take another. And we've just lined them out that way for the best possible learning experience for you. So again, you don't have to go in that exact order, but sometimes I think people, when they're in Eagle Self-Service, look at that progression and just kind of go down the list, checking things off, which I mean, can definitely be your method too. But we just wanted to make sure that you also understood that we've compiled those together in chunks that we feel are the most appropriate.
Yes. Um, right now, everybody should be looking at your degree plans, making sure if you've already taken classes with us, making sure that you're doing whatever is necessary to be able to kind of get you know, your classes in a row. If you haven't done already, make sure you get into the classes that you need. Oh, I see Wendy trying to come in, which is kind of great because thank you for whoever sent her the invite. I see her trying to come in. We will let her kind of
While she's
get
coming in, I
settled.
want to piggyback off of what Dr. Reese had said about Eagle Self Service. Please treat Eagle Self Service as your own personal bank account because basically it's going to show you all of your debits and credits for your classes, especially for the financial aid or the veteran services aspect. Any classes you register for are going to show up in there, whether you've paid for them or not, are going to be in that account summary. It's very, very important that you check that frequently. It is your money after all in your education. So if you're having trouble with your Eagle self service, we can get you some assistance with that. But once you get in there and learn the ins and outs, it's really helpful to be able to see all that. The account summaries are typically by term with a drop down. And you definitely need to stay on top of that because you don't want to think, oh, well, this scholarship is covering my class. I don't have anything to worry about. And then all of a sudden you get dropped. So please empower yourself by making sure you know what classes you're in and if they've been paid for in your Eagle self service in that finance section.
Okay, I want to officially welcome Wendy Martell. I'm so excited. Thank you, Wendy, for joining us. I know it was a last minute request, and we appreciate you joining us so quickly. But we've been talking about scholarships because the scholarship kind of window is open right now. So I don't know if you could just kind of walk us through a little bit about what people need to know about the scholarships, about this window, and what's necessary and how it works.
Okay, so annually our scholarship opens on December 1st. It will close on February 28th each year. We have it open a lengthened amount of time this year, or starting now, because we've had people say that it wasn't open long enough. So we've extended the window for that. It's one application. The essay is no longer required. So all you have to do is answer a few questions, and it's a lengthy set of questions, but you answer the questions and then it'll match you to the scholarships that you qualify for, and you don't have to do anything else. You just check back periodically through the month of April to see if you get an offer. If you want that offer, then you accept that offer, and that's it. It's not real hard. There's not a lot of process to it. Just answer those questions and submit your application, and then we take care of the rest of it for you. Those funds are going to a financial file that are released 10 days prior to the start of classes and can be seen on the Eagle self-serve. It's really we've condensed it down, so it's a lot easier to handle now than it used to be.
That's great. If they're new students, do they have to have finished their application?
You do need to finish your application. You need to have a student ID number assigned to you. Once that's done, you can still go on and apply for scholarships. You just fill out a registration form on the web app to get an account set up. You have to have access to your Eagle Mail. If you don't have an Eagle Mail when you apply, it will revert to your Eagle Mail once it's assigned to you. So you can use your email address that you use to register or to use to apply at CTC.
Yes. So, guys, free money. It's open. And then the money that you're requesting that this is open for right now,
It's for the fall 24,
okay.
spring 25 school year.
Okay. That was the main question. Because
Yes.
there was a question about summer or not.
Most of our scholarships don't cover summer classes. We have a real short turnaround time, and it's hard to get all that in and get it done. So we don't really have an opportunity to do that at this time. We're looking at doing some other stuff in the future, but at this time we don't have summer scholarships.
Cool. That was a question we internally had here. So thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so once they fill out that application, it's gonna cover a whole bunch of different scholarships that are available. And I know that even Chandra was mentioning that there's some that even take you all the way over to A&M.
Correct. So students that are still in high school can qualify for 4-year scholarships. So our seniors that are out there need to go ahead and start applying for those scholarships now, and then that'll roll over into A&M when they graduate and go on to A&M if they want to go on to A&M.
So to clarify, when we say A&M, it's A&M Central Texas, guys,
Yep.
just in case. We're not College Station, Central Texas, because
Yeah.
they're our partner down the road.
And this right now we have 189 scholarships. We're adding to that every day. It seems like we're getting new scholarships monthly. So we're adding those in as those become mature and are available. Again, the one application is all you need to fill out to meet the qualifications for those scholarships, and we match them to you, and then let you know which ones you qualify for. You can even go in and look on the website to see what you qualified for.
So that could be helpful when they're checking it off, what they
Yes.
need. Yes.
And we awarded over $650,000 last year. So
Nice.
it's a large chunk of money that's out there and available for you. So you really need to get out and apply for it.
Yes, definitely. Oh, wow. Come on, guys. Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. Get your money in. I know. Is there an employee one? I've always wondered that.
Yes, there are actually employee scholarships.
I'm gonna have to look at that. Let me just say that because I am a lifelong learner. I am about to go look down at my scholarships. You know, I take a class here and there every once in a while. Um,
If
because
I may, what happens is if you are an employee at Central Texas College, you apply through employee benefits and they will cover your tuition and you get a discount on books. So I don't know if
yes.
there's additional scholarships that will cover books and things of the like.
There are.
Depending on if you already have degrees and things, you may not be eligible the way the system is set up now for additional scholarships that were typically given in the past. So, but you never know. I get a list from Dolores. Let me think. Faye.
HR?
Yeah. So each term to let me know the employees that are taking classes and how many they're taking. Um, but it depends on, what your degrees that you already hold and all of that good stuff. So
Hmm.
And I would like to add in there that a lot of people think that they don't qualify for scholarships because they're receiving other financial aid. That's not necessarily the case. Some scholarships do require you to have a certain GPA in order to get it. Some require you to have a certain financial aid in order for you to get it. Some don't have any qualifications for financial aid or academics. So it's set by other guidelines. It's awarded by other guidelines. So everybody should be applying because there's money out there for just about any degree field you can think of. But if you fill that
Okay.
FAFSA out, it does help with those that are financially qualified.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have those numbers, it automatically disqualifies you for those. So if you can qualify for them, do it.
Yeah. So, guys, start filling out. I know the FAFSA just came out. It's fairly new. We are not going to have answers until March, but I would say start filling it out so that by March, whenever CTC gets all the information that they need, then uh, not just our CTC staff can run with it, but then also, like on the financial aid side, but also our scholarships
Right.
group can start working on it and looking at it. So, do your applications now, do everything that you need to now. Let's get the ball rolling. Don't wait till last minute. We haven't said that yet. We need to say that. For a lot of the things that we do on campus, yes. The classes start in a few weeks. We don't have a lot of time. Honestly, let's be honest. You still have time to get in. Let's do it. Like if you want to do it, do it. But if you ever get a chance in the future to take your time and do it so you're not stressing out, this is what you need to do. This is the one thing that you need to try to do because sometimes opportunities can pop up and you just need a little bit more time to get your paperwork together or get something squared away. So please make sure that you try to do it as quickly as you possibly can so we can get the ball rolling on that. Um, that's my tip for today because I don't think I've given you my tip yet. Um,
Better to be proactive than reactive.
yeah, less stress.
Mhm.
Everything else, you have enough stress in your life. Don't add to it. Breathe, do it, as quickly as you can. But you still have time to apply and get your paperwork in. And Chandra, can you maybe talk a little bit more too about students and what the meningitis? I forgot to mention that before. What the requirements are
Oh,
for meningitis?
My, I'm sorry, my light just. Oh, there I am.
I get that,
Sorry.
that happens so bad.
I'm sorry, that was a bad time. Yes, I was going to mention that. So for the bacterial meningitis, anybody who's under the age of 22 will have to make a stop to the clinic and get that shot before anybody who's going to be taking classes actually on campus. That's a requirement. You have to be taking classes on campus. You will need that any face-to-face classes for those students. There's more information on the website under the shot requirements, but anybody who's 22 years of age and younger.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So
The Oh, and if they live in the residence hall, that's another. If they live in a residence hall, it's a requirement regardless of the age. That's one that I sometimes forget.
right. I think it's also stated for previous students that were enrolled but take a break for like a semester. They will have to be sure to have proof of that they did get that shot. As
Yeah,
well.
because we've had some students that they start online and then they're like, "Oh, I have to take a class." I think that's where that comes in.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I have to give my spiel because I haven't officially given my spiel, guys. So this is me, yeah, completely shameless plug here. So we have new student orientation starting January 10th. It's online. That one is online. And then on January 11th, it's going to be in person here in our Central Texas College in what we call our Central Campus. It's going to be in this building right here that you guys see over to my left. If wait, yeah, this side. Um, that's where it's going to be, the Anderson Campus Center. It's going to be, that one's going to be January 11th. It starts at 9, but we've for the in-person one, we say come early. You can start as early as 8 in the morning because we're going to have some info tables as you're registering so you can get more information about a lot of the departments that we have. Um, and we're super excited to have y'all. Even if you're not a student, if you want to come and check out new student orientation, we're not going to tell you no. We want you to get the information. We want you to feel as comfortable as possible when, and ready to take your classes. So, uh, January 10th is online. January 11th is in person. And to register for that, it's going to be www.ctcd.edu/NSO, NSO for new student orientation. So that's coming up. And then once classes start on the 16th of January, then we're going to have 2 weeks of fun. We're going to have 2 weeks. Those first 2 weeks are welcome weeks. We're going to have some hot cocoa and some coffee here in the student lounge. We're going to give out some maps for all of you that are maybe new and don't know where your classes are located. We're going to, all over campus, we're going to have different activities going on. That Thursday, the 18th, we're going to have our welcome back bash. The theme is 80s, guys. Come and be ready. Yes, yes. All of you that are working it, come and be ready. I know a few of you are shameless and will dress up for it just like me. Um, Yes, the theme is 80s, but we're going to get a lot of information for you guys in the Welcome Back Bash about um, different departments and resources and things that you can utilize here on our campus for free so that you can be successful. We have a lot of really great resources. Just come and get that information. And so those are my somewhat shameless plugs because new student orientation is my baby, and then welcome back bash is part of my student success and persistence area. So yes. Yes. Anybody have any other shameless plugs that they want to, well, I call them shameless, but they're really just plugs. Anything else that you want to share with students? Maybe something that they need to know that we're going to be offering for them? No, no. All right. Well, most of you are going to be anyway in most in these events with me or anyway, and so we will get to see you again. Um, I'm not seeing questions today. I don't know. I think people are still kind of sleepy from break. Usually we have a student or two at least come up and say, hey, today we're a little slow, but that's okay. This is actually recorded and it is in our CTC Facebook page. And also we're going to put it in our CTC YouTube. So that way, if you have any questions, I see at least one person looking at us. If you want to ask a question, you still got time. But this recording will be posted on YouTube in the future so that you can go back and listen to it and spread the word, let people know that this is what's going on right now, um because it's important. Yes, yes.
I wanted to say one other thing too that I typically say when I'm giving the spiel about the different types of classes that you can enroll in. Regardless of the class structure that you are taking, you have to be active in the first week of class or you might be dropped from the class. So, and if that happens, and it's because you just didn't participate and do what the instructor in their syllabus, it'll tell you what exactly to do. If you can't find it, there's another opportunity to ask. So you for sure want to be looking in every single one of your classes what you need to do that very first week in order to remain in class, because it's a policy at the college that we, the faculty, have to follow. You know, and if you're dropped because you didn't meet that requirement, we can't get you back into class. So unless there's some type of major extenuating circumstances that you have documentation to provide. So, so please keep that in mind, and try to think about time management as well, because most likely you probably have more than just CTC on your brain. You probably have a job, you might have kids, you might have 2 jobs, you might be taking care of people. Regardless of what it is, we know that you're busy too. And something that really helped me personally when I was going to school for my most recent degree is just this enormous desk calendar. I know it's old school, and I also have all the things, right, that we can to keep track of life. But for some reason, just to be able to see that big picture of everything that's going on is so helpful. And sometimes you have to make little adjustments, like, okay, this is what I plan on for the day. Well, sometimes that doesn't happen. You have to move it over to the next day. But try really hard to look through, all your life things, get those on the calendar to include personal time, and then get all the things that you need for all of your classes jotted down so that you're not at that last minute going, oh my gosh, I still have a whole month's worth of things to get done by this checkpoint or whatever type of class that you might be in. So, find what works for you. If that doesn't, find something else. If you just want a bunch of stickies all over your wall, hey, I've been there too. So figure out what it is that works. There, see stickies. I like all the visual aids there. It's a good job. So whatever it is that works for you, just find that, and make sure that you are active in your courses by the deadline. And also note that just because in one class it says that the deadline is later, it's probably because it's a different length of class. So for example, let me just explain this and I'll hop off that soapbox. If you are taking a 16-week course and you're also taking an 8-week course, that 8-week course is going to have a sooner drop date than the 16-week course. So let's just say you're like, oh, I'm going to look in the 16-week course, get all my dates. And then you never looked in the 8-week course and you just assume that they're the same date. They're not. They're going to be different. So look in every single one of your courses and make sure that you get that assignment taken care of.
I have here a question that kind of goes along those lines. I actually have a question from Mackenzie. Mackenzie says, one of my online classes doesn't show a time or date for the class.
Okay, so that's a great question. Most likely what that is, if you're an Eagle self-service, I'm assuming that's where you're looking for that at. If there's no date or time, there's no meeting. It's just an online class. So if it were an online class that also required some type of interaction, whether it was like this, or it's where you actually have to come to campus some days, it would tell you specifically when that would take place. So since there are no dates and no times, it is truly 100% online. Everything is going to be in Blackboard for you to access. And if you come back next Wednesday for the, looking for a nod from Marcelli, next Wednesday for the new student orientation, you will actually get to see what Blackboard looks like, because I will be doing just a quick little 10-minute demo of it.
Yes. So I hope, Mackenzie, that answered your question. Oh, I think Mackenzie left, but I think that answered the question probably. So definitely, sometimes it just depends on what class it is. So you have to look a little bit more. Chandra, you got something?
Excuse me. Yes, the bacterial meningitis needs to be done 10 days prior to class. So they need to have proof of that 10 days prior before the first start date of class. Um, Also, I don't think we said anything about the TSI. We don't require the ACT or the SAT, but the TSI is a requirement. So, oh, goodness. So sorry. The TSI is a requirement, just more like a placement exam to see where you fall. If not, you would have to be in remedial classes. I'm not sure if those remedial classes are covered by scholarship or financial aid.
They do. They do.
Okay. Oh, they do? Okay, good. So we didn't talk about that, so I just want to mention that as well.
Yeah, and usually that's another good thing. If you can do it at the high school, the TSI, the high school pays for it, it's better. If you don't take it at the high school, then you're gonna have to come over here and pay for it. So get it done in the high school if you can.
Let me just
If
say,
you
if you're getting veteran education benefits and you have to take remedial classes, that those classes have to be face to face if you are wanting the VA to pay for them.
Ooh, that's a new one I haven't heard. So I learned something today
It,
myself.
yeah,
Great.
it's not new. It's one of those catch
For me.
22s that most of the time it's the people in the math and the English department stay on top of it and let the students know. Um, and we also, if they fill out the form and it's an online class, and it is a remedial class, we immediately contact them and let them know they need to change classes. So that's
Oh,
another reason it's good to get your classes lined up before and as soon as possible, so that we there is if there's a mistake of some sort, we can correct it.
yeah. Yes. For sure, for sure, for sure. Yes. Make sure you get your stuff. We still have a little bit of time though, so I would say if you're missing anything, do your admissions immediately if you haven't done so. If not, then definitely if you already have your admissions, make sure that you're working on your registration, that you have filled out your financial aid and your VA paperwork and everything that you need. If it's too close to the end, sometimes it will still cover it, but you might have to pay out of pocket and then get reimbursed. Isn't that some of the last minute things that tend to happen? Because either financial aid doesn't happen immediately or VA sometimes they 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 take a little bit of time, not necessarily just on our sometimes it's on our end and sometimes it's on their end. So um it's not impossible for you to get in your classes and have them pay for it, but sometimes it does take a little bit of time. So start talking right away with either admissions, registration. You can contact any one of us. We'll go ahead and help you, whether it be with the our financial aid or our veteran services area. Start having those conversations. Don't wait till the last minute. To try it makes it a lot easier because sometimes things happen and we try our best to get you in, but it's a little hard. So let's not stress over things if we don't have to. I feel like that's my mantra for this year. I'm gonna try not to stress over things. We'll see how that goes. Check in on me in a few months. All right, guys. I don't see any more questions. Any last minute tidbits or anything that you guys think of that we should be sharing with the students or potential students?
Be sure to communicate and ask questions.
Yes, yes, yes. Anybody else? Nope, nope. All right. Wait, I see you, Wendy. I see you talking, but I can't hear you.
I say we're always available in the foundation office to help answer questions about applications, when money's going to be available, if there's any monies that are going to be available. Start planning for the future and look ahead.
Yep, yep. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. All right. Well, that's all we have for today. I really appreciate everybody that has participated. Thank you for being here. Chandra, I want to talk to you. Don't leave me before you don't leave me. Um, thank you, and we will see you guys again soon. We're trying to have this happen every month at least once. Hopefully we'll get you squared away next month if we can't see you this time. And you guys have a fabulous day.
Bye, everyone. Bye, ladies.